Hi guys, it's Christine and I'm back today with a main kit layout for my Creative Scrapbook. Something exciting happened with us in the kit club this month. We got exclusive cut files, and so today I'm doing a layout that features and really highlights those. As you can see, I'm starting off with a wreath of leaves. This is one of the cut files. It's very intricate, so I decided I didn't really want to mess with it too much or trying to put stuff behind it, like filling the leaves or anything. I just cut it straight in a dark kind of rust color, and then use that as really the focal point for my layout. I am working with a recent picture actually, of me and my husband from vacation last month. Wanted to do it, just it turned out nice, and when that happens and you actually like a picture of yourself, you gotta take advantage, right? So I'm using that and getting that moment in time documented. So this kit has a whole bunch of papers from Echo Park, and it's more of a family theme, but it's got like fall colors. And so as I cut out that wreath, I knew I wanted to use some of the really pretty flowers from the kit to build on top of the wreath. So I fussy cut a whole bunch of flowers from that paper I just showed you, and I'm going to be adding those whole bunch of different colors. A blue and a yellow and a red, and gonna work some greens in there. And then I'm also going to be working in some other elements from the kit, like that ephemera piece that you see right there. That'll be going back on once I get all my flowers built in there. Now, some of the flowers I cut all the way into the center so that I could pull the petals up and give a little extra dimension that way. So you'll see I'm really just adding adhesive right to the middle of them. And I'm really gonna go heavy with the flowers here in the bottom corner because that's where my picture is, so I really want the eye to be drawn in there. I'm also adding in some fussy cut leaves, also from the exact same patterned paper. The paper would be a beautiful background, but it also, the flowers are not difficult to cut out, and they're just the right size to use for embellishing a page. So I, immediately gravitated towards wanting to fussy cut those and use them for that. The cut files that came out this month for my Creative Scrapbook includes, I think it's 4 different files. One of them has multiple things in it. And then you see the leaf wreath, and then the title I'm going to use for the page actually is going to be a cut file as well. And then there's another one that I use on another page using the main kit also, that is kind of like a diamond chain. Some really cool files. She did a really nice job with them this month, and it was exciting to be able to use them because I've been with my Creative Scrapbook for nearly 2 years now, and we've always kind of stayed away from cut files, trying to stay true to what comes exactly in the kit. And so now, since those are included in the kit, they open up some different options for you. You can see I am now adhering my title. I actually used this title on a creative kit layout as well, and I use the negative space of it on there, so you can check that out on my blog. I've already blogged that one. So now I'm actually using the cut itself on here, and as always, the trying to get it straight can be a little bit of a challenge. So I'm gonna bring in my ruler and make sure that I actually get it right, because there's nothing worse than going out to take a picture of your layout and realizing that something on it is not straight and you missed it and you have to go back up and fix it. And whatever. So this clear ruler is really handy for that, and you've probably seen me do it before. I'm doing it again. I'm using washi tape to just keep everything in place so nothing wiggles on me. And then now it makes it nice and easy to get my title on there straight, and I don't have to worry that I'm going to have to go back and fix things in a little while. This kit, I used, you can see the background that I used is just straight cardstock, which is a little unusual for me. I usually will use patterned paper even as the base for my layout, but with the wreath and with all the flowers, I knew it was going to be too busy if I used a patterned paper. So I dug into my cardstock pile and found one that coordinated well with it to use. But you don't always see me do that. I tend to like the texture, I guess, that patterned papers add as a base. And I just, I love patterned papers, so I can't get enough of them. And if they're semi-neutral, I try and make them work for my base more often than not. Especially since now they're all cardstock and not the thin paper. It makes it easier to use them. So I've got my title all adhered now, and I'm going to start doing my final embellishing. This kit also includes these stickers, which are from Simple Stories. They're little sheets, I don't know, 3.5 by 5 approximately. And there's a variety of them. They include icons. They also include words and stuff. And they're great for adding little embellishments. And it also includes the chipboard that you see I'm holding now. That it has adhesive on it already. And then it includes these brads, which there's a wide variety to them. Rhinestones, pearls, patterns, all kinds of stuff. These make a really good substitute, if you will, for things like enamel dots, which you tend to see me use on nearly every layout. But since the kit had these, and they're obviously the same shape as enamel dots, I used these and made them work for what I was going for. I could not find my paper piercer on this day, and so I am using a pin, which is a little bit of a nightmare. I need to track down my paper piercer because that was kind of a pain, just a regular old stick pin trying to go through cardstock, and making it wide enough for brads was not good. So I am putting these on, and I always try to use them kind of in a triangle to help with the design elements, working in threes and drawing the eye in, focusing the triangle around elements. And sometimes the placement isn't quite right, so I will change my mind. But that's something I generally do with enamel dots or brads or little rhinestones, sometimes even just little circular punches. I like to use just those little circles to add some embellishing and add another splash of color and interest to the whole thing. The ones that come in this kit, it, in addition to having a variety of textures, it also had different sizes, so they weren't all big and they weren't all small, so you can have some good variation there also. Now you can see I'm using 2 more 12 by 12 sticker sheets. These both coordinate with the Echo Park papers, and I am they're just looking now to see if there's a couple other things I can add, or if something else will work well with what I'm going for. Thankful for you, of course, picture of me and my husband, thankful for time with him on this vacation and so on and so forth. But I decided to make it, instead of just thankful for you, I am thankful for you. Again, just thankful for you would work, but by adding in those letter stickers, I'm able to bring in another color and draw the eye into that picture and the importance of that title too. It's not something that you have to do, but when you have a kit and you have these elements, and you certainly are never going to use up all those letter stickers, you may as well work them in if they work right. So adding in some little chipboard pieces now. These ones are, again, circular shaped, perfect for framing my embellishment area of clusters that I have. And again, just adding in a different texture. Unlike the brads, these are matte and the brads are shiny, so it just adds in a whole different look to it. I'm fluffing up some of my flowers now to give those petals a little dimension, make things a little more interesting, and then just going back here and using my glue pen. This is a ballpoint glue pen. Using it to make sure that my leaves are sticking down. Die cuts like this, particularly when you cut them out big, can be a little tricky to get to stick down, and so I always end up going back and fixing things a little bit. Thanks so much for joining me today.